Welcome to episode 354, where I'm talking about disorders which can occur in the muscle channel, or Mamsa Vaha Srotas. Disorders such as muscle wasting and degeneration, growths in the muscle tissue, inflammation, and fibromyalgia, to name a few. I also discuss the holistic Ayurvedic treatment of these disorders and tips on how to prevent these from manifesting in the first place. So please stay tuned. Hi there, I'm your host Colette, and on this podcast I will be sharing the teachings of Ayurveda, yoga, and holistic health practices. Now, if you're new to Ayurveda, I recommend checking out the first couple of episodes where I do an introduction to Ayurveda and the mind-body types. Thanks for listening, and now here's a new episode. This episode is sponsored by Kerala Ayurveda. Do you wish to learn holistic lifestyle habits to maintain your well-being and create positive shifts in your life? Kerala Ayurveda Academy welcomes you to upgrade your lifestyle, align with nature, and inspire others to do the same. Courses are available for beginners, as well as advanced learners and professionals, both online and in person in the beautiful Bay Area, California. Beginner certifications start October 15th, and it's not too late to join. For $100 off tuition for the fall trainings, use the code ELEMENTS100 when you apply or register. To learn more, visit keralaayurveda.us/courses, and I'll put all that info in the show notes. Hey there, and welcome back to the Elements of Ayurveda podcast. It's me, Colette, today for a solo episode. And today I'm going to delve deeper into the imbalances and disorders which can manifest in Mamsa Vaha Srotas, or the muscle channel. And so I want to start with some of the basics on Mamsa Vaha Srotas. First of all, Mamsa dhatu is our muscle tissue, and Mamsa Vaha Srotas are the channels carrying nutrients for the muscle tissue. The root or mula of this channel is the fascia, small tendons, and the 6 layers of skin. And the passage or marga of the muscle channel is the entire muscle system, including smooth muscles, heart muscles, and the involuntary muscles of the body. And the opening or mukha of Mamsa Vaha Srotas are the pores of the skin. Now, Mamsa dhatu and Mamsa Vaha Srotas are responsible for plastering or covering the body and providing form and strength. They're responsible for all the movement of the body, from moving the joints and bones to chewing our food and emotional expression. They also support the skeleton, and the heart muscles supports the circulation, and the intercostal muscles of the ribcage support respiration. They provide protection of organs and body cavities, and they produce heat, body heat, when the muscles are moving. Now, if you want to know more about Mamsa Vaha Srotas, the sub-doshas involved and how it functions, check out episode 282. Because in this episode, I'm delving deeper, as I said, into the imbalances and disorders in the muscle channel. So I want to now look at the signs and symptoms that there's a problem, that there's an aggravation in Mamsa Vaha Srotas. And this could include aches, pains, tics, and spasms in the muscles. It could include rigidity of the muscle, and the opposite of that, flaccidity, which is a lack of firmness of the muscle. There could be muscle atrophy, which is the loss of muscle tissue, a loss of power or function of the muscles, excessive growth of muscle tissue, or abnormal tissue formations like polyps, enlarged tonsils, muscle tumors, and fibroids. And there may also be fatigue and lethargy as well. So if these signs and symptoms are not recognized and not addressed and not pacified, then this can go on to cause further disorder in Mamsa Vaha Srotas and may manifest into some of the following conditions. The first one is Mamsagata Vata, which is muscular wasting or atrophy. And this is caused by an imbalance in the Vata dosha, resulting in a thinning or wasting of the muscle tissue. And then we have Mamsa Granthi, which are muscular cysts or nodules. And these are abnormal growths within the muscle tissue, which is often associated with a kapha dosha imbalance. The next condition is Mamsa Vaha or muscle hypertrophy, which is the abnormal increase in muscle mass, and this can be associated too with a kapha imbalance. Mamsa Kashaya or muscle depletion is the degeneration of muscle tissue, and this is normally associated with a vata imbalance. The next condition is Mamsa Vaha or abscesses and inflammation, which occur from within the muscle tissue. And this condition is usually associated with a pitta imbalance. Myopathies or general muscle disorders could be genetic or acquired conditions affecting muscle function and could cause muscle weakness, cramps, stiffness, and difficulty with coordination and movement. And then we have muscle spasms and cramps causing involuntary contractions of the muscle tissue, which are often due to a vata dosha imbalance. Fibromyalgia can result in chronic muscle pain, fatigue, sleep disturbances, and tender points in the muscles. And this condition can be influenced by an imbalance in the doshas, particularly that of vata and kapha dosha. The next condition is myositis, which is inflammation of the muscles, typically due to immune response or infection, and can be associated with pitta and kapha imbalances, resulting in muscle pain, tenderness, swelling, and weakness. And the final condition is dystrophies, which is muscle degeneration and can lead to progressive muscle weakness, loss of muscle mass, and difficulty with motor functions. Mamsa Vaha Srotas is moved by the nervous system. Therefore, when Mamsa Vaha Srotas, which is the channel for the nervous tissue, is affected, for example, in the case of a stroke or multiple sclerosis or Bell's palsy, the functioning of Mamsa Vaha Srotas will also be affected. So now let's look at some of the possible causes of aggravation of Mamsa Vaha Srotas. And it could be with a diet, excessive consumption of heavy, greasy, ultra-processed, or excessively rich foods that are difficult to digest and that burden the digestive system and impair muscle nourishment. Overconsumption of red meat and other heavy-to-digest proteins can lead to a kapha imbalance and congestion in Mamsa Vaha Srotas. Incompatible food combining, which you hear me mention often. And so we really need to take note of these food combinations, which can cause lots of problems for the digestive system and in turn cause a lot of imbalances. And I discussed food combining in detail in episode 26 titled, What Do I Eat? Other possible causes of aggravation of Mamsa Vaha Srotas are irregular eating habits like overeating, or the other end of the spectrum, fasting excessively can disrupt digestion and muscle nourishment. All of these poor eating habits I just discussed can lead to an impaired agni or digestive fire and result in a buildup of ama or toxins in the body, which can cause obstructions and disrupt muscle function and nourishment. Other possible causes of aggravation are nutritional deficiencies, which are necessary for muscle health, a sedentary lifestyle with a lack of exercise, sleeping after eating, which disrupts the digestive process and can result again in the formation of ama or toxins. Daytime sleep and a lack of a good quality sleep at night can cause imbalances. Excessive stress on the body, and that could be emotional stress, physical trauma, or stress due to over-exercising, which can lead to a breakdown of muscle tissue. Emotional suppression also can lead to muscle tension and stiffness, and genetic conditions, which can be affected by doshic imbalances. And diseases like diabetes, which can lead to muscle wasting and neuropathy, affecting muscle health. And so they are some of the possible causes of aggravation of Mamsa Vaha Srotas. And now I want to look at the Ayurvedic holistic approach to managing Mamsa Vaha Srotas disorders. So once a comprehensive consultation is completed, a holistic strategy is tailored to each individual and may include an at-home cleansing protocol, or an in-house panchakarma to help eliminate any accumulation of ama or toxins, pacify any imbalanced doshas, eliminate any inflammation, and rejuvenate the body. Of course, this cleansing protocol needs to be tailored to each person and their doshic imbalances. And for example, if there's a vata aggravation in Mamsa Vaha Srotas, it can result in a lack of Mamsa dhatu or muscle tissue formation, and the tissue that is formed may be very weak. So treatment here will require rejuvenation and building up the tissues of the body, along with stabilizing the agni, the digestive fire. If there's a pitta aggravation in Mamsa Vaha Srotas, it can result in the muscle tissue being formed that's really strong and lean, which sounds great. However, if it's too rigid, it can make the tissue prone to injury and inflammation. The treatment here may require reducing the strength of the agni, particularly if it's a sharp digestive fire, and softening the muscle tissue. And if there's a kapha aggravation in Mamsa Vaha Srotas, it can result in excessive muscle tissue formation. And the treatment here may include stimulating the agni, the digestive fire, and lightening the body. Now, of course, Ayurveda gives a holistic protocol, so there needs to be a focus on the diet, and it should be tailored to the rogi's unique constitution and their preferences, ensuring that it's sustainable for them and that there's adequate protein, and of course, avoiding those heavy, greasy, and ultra-processed foods. And then we need to take a look at the rogi's lifestyle. Living in tune with the circadian rhythm and incorporating dinacharya, the daily self-care practices which are recommended by Ayurveda to help prevent imbalances. And this will include abhyanga, which would be perfect for muscle tissue. That warm oil massage will help nourish and rejuvenate muscle tissue. Exercise should be tailored to the rogi's constitution, age, season, and lifestyle, and should include appropriate strength training exercises and incorporating adequate recovery time and muscle repair. Stress needs to be managed also, incorporating mindfulness practices to help relieve and build up a resilience to stress. And again, it's important to take time to understand the rogi's lifestyle so that the suggested mindfulness practices can be easily performed without causing extra stress or overwhelm. We need to make sure the rogi is getting good quality sleep, and this may include a nighttime routine to calm the nervous system before bed if there are difficulties with sleeping. And of course, Ayurvedic herbal support, which will vary depending on the doshic imbalances present. And as always, there's no one-size-fits-all program in Ayurveda. So again, it's necessary to tailor the treatment plan to each individual to ensure success. And as I said earlier, tailoring this strategy to the rogi's lifestyle will ensure sustainability. And if you need support on your Ayurvedic journey, then please check out my online services. I offer online consultations, and then I have the discounted group cleanse, which happens 3 times a year. And the next group cleanse starts October 4th, 2024. This also comes at a 90-minute consultation. So the cleanse is still tailored to you, but there's obviously set dates. And then you have group support. I have a private community where we go through the cleanse together, supporting each other and holding each other accountable. And if you like to study by yourself, then I recommend my online Daily Habits for Holistic Health program. That's a 28-day self-paced program. And I combine all these services, the consultations, the cleanse, and the Daily Habits program in my Reset, Restore, Renew program. And you can check out the details by visiting elementshealingandwellbeing.com. And I will also put the links in the show notes. And if you have any questions before you book any of my services, then please take advantage of my free 15-minute services inquiry call where we can hop on Zoom and I can answer all of your questions. So that's my insight into the imbalances and disorders which can manifest in Mamsa Vaha Srotas, and I hope you found this beneficial. If you are finding this podcast helpful, I would really appreciate a rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast. And thank you in advance for that. And don't forget to subscribe or follow the podcast so the new episodes will automatically download for you every week. And come follow me on social media. On Instagram, my new page is Elements of Ayurveda Podcast. And on Facebook, it's Elements Healing and Wellbeing. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take good care of yourself, be well, and bye for now. Slán go fóill.